Alright guys, welcome back to another repair video. Here we have a 85 Chevy S10 two-wheel drive 2.8 automatic. Bad oil pressure switch. I know I've already done one video of one of these type of replacements, but I thought why not go ahead and just record another one for you guys. Now this one is for this setup a little bit different than the other video that I had done in the past. This one looks like this on the older gens, S10s, and ones that are carbureted, like this one. Brand new, I think it was around 18, 19 bucks through AutoZone, not a sponsor. Get it out of daggone plastic. Okay. Problem is, on these, they either crack, or they don't work at all, or you have oil pressure readings that are sky high all the way to I believe it's 80 psi on these is what the gauge says. And this is for a gauge, this is not a light. Mine is actually leaking. If you see the crack where this is put together, the seal all the way around from the manufacturer, that's where mine is leaking at, and I'll go ahead and show you that right now. It's located down right next to the oil filter on the driver's side. It'd be best if you jacked up the vehicle. You don't have to take the tire off like I did. I've got some other work I've got to do, so that's why that's off. And honestly, you probably don't even have to really jack it up. You could actually get it from above up here, but I've got all this in the way, and you got the master cylinder in the way. And with the master cylinder in the way and the steering arm, you can't really see, there we go, the steering arm right here going all the way down to the gearbox, there's just really no room down in here. It's really tight. You can see it right there. The camera won't focus. So anyhow, it's easier to get it down here, so we'll just unplug that. I don't need that. Set that aside somewhere. The only reason this looks like this is because when I bought this engine and stuff, none of this was hooked up, so I had to go to the junkyard and splice this in because I had no oil pressure gauge. So my problem is, if my camera would actually have light, the switch is leaking, and it's leaking somewhere right here, dripping down, and then when I'm driving it and the fan's on, it's blowing it all back, which is blowing it up here, and on the other side of the exhaust, it's blowing it on the exhaust and burning it, which doesn't smell pleasant, and then back here on the wall of the block, and then it drips it down to underneath the truck, right there, all over the place. So let's go ahead and get everything ready and get this thing done. Alright, so now you got the vehicle, however you're doing it, either jacking it up or you're going through there to get access to this sensor switch. Part number is PS133. Like I said, not a sponsor, Duralast brand. It's lifetime warranty, so if this baby ever breaks, whatever, I can get it replaced free. Tools you're going to need is a 19mm with a maybe extension, just a 3/8 regular ratchet. That's all you're going to need. You want to make sure one is a deep weld. You do not want to damage the end of this. You want to make sure it's a deep weld so it goes right over, it's tight. So you're going to need some Teflon tape. You can get this anywhere, really. I get this stuff at Harbor Freight's a lot cheaper. I think it's like 90 cents or something like that, $1. And wrap the end of the threads with this. At least go around at least a couple times or 3 times or so, and then slide it down like this with your fingers to make sure it gets into the threads, because it will leak if you don't use Teflon tape. Alright, and you're going to need some rags, because whenever we do pull this old switch out, oil's going to go everywhere. We'll promise you that. So let's go ahead and get it going. Alright, take that back. You wanted a longer extension. I couldn't get in here with my hands with just a small one like this. There's just no room. I was hitting the steering knuckle and this brake line and everything else. So once it gets easy enough, should be able to just do it with your hands. Like I said, oil's gonna come pouring out of here. So you want to make as minimum as possible. Yeah, and there comes the oil everywhere. Kind of clunky. Stick the new one back in there and start threading her in. Very simple. Very easy. Alright, so now you got her in there, you got her snug down. Do not over tighten that. You need to get it as snug as you can. And I honestly wasn't sure with that extension and ratchet. I actually don't trust that as well when tightening it back down. So I used a 3/4 ratchet wrench. Got in here and I tightened it like that by hand. Like I said, you don't want to over tighten this. So let's go ahead and put the connector back on. And after that, that's pretty much it. Set everything back down, start the vehicle up, make sure everything works and no leaks. Here's the old one. As you can see, it's wet on the bottom. You can see the inside right there, what I was talking about, right in between that gap, where the oil was coming out at. I mean, it was just going everywhere. Alright, cold start. Sensor's working. Yep, there she goes. Good gracious, I got 80 psi. There's no way. My Lanza, that's some freaking oil pressure there, bud. Of course, it is cold, and today's like a high of maybe 40 degrees, if that. It might be even 35. The weather's been awful. It was pouring rain yesterday, flooding. Alright, well, gauge works. So far, I don't see any leaks, so I call that a win. She's fixed. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I appreciate it. I make how-to repair videos just about every other week or whenever I can, whenever I'm possible. Pretty much busy all the time. If it's pouring down rain or it's too dang cold or there's snow on the ground, then I ain't doing anything because I'm not freezing my butt off. But if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the bottom. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day or night, wherever you are. Stay tuned for more. Thanks, guys.